Hello everyone, I'm Shweta. Today I would like to represent our Group 3 Computer Deciders. We would like to discuss on the topic Introduction to Cloud Security and Cybersecurity. Yeah. We do have certain contents like importance of understanding principles, frameworks, and best practices, framework for implementing cybersecurity best practices, reputable sources for research, academic journal for in-depth analysis, key case studies and real-world examples, key principles of cloud security, conclusions and key takeaways, and thank you. Firstly, I would like to discuss on the topic what exactly is cybersecurity and cloud security. So cybersecurity is nothing but is a broader field encompassing the protections of information, systems, devices, networks, and the data from an authorized access, use, disclosure, disruptions, and distraction. It applies to all computing environment, including on-premises data centers, personal devices, and cloud infrastructures. So coming to the cloud security, it's a specific subset of cybersecurity that focuses on securing data, applications, and infrastructures within the cloud computing environment. Uh, the next slide, this is about discussing the importance of understanding principle, frameworks, and best practices. The key principles can be used to put strong security measures in place, and one must comprehend the underlying ideas. I would like to discuss with some topics of key principles like shared responsibilities models, like CSPs are responsible for safeguarding the underlying infrastructure, while customers are in charge of safeguarding their data, apps, and setting within the cloud environment. Here, the CSP is a company that offers on-demand access to computing resources like servers, storage, database, networking, software, and other IT services over the internet. Coming to the next example, like least privilege access control. Here, the apps and users should only be granted the minimal amount of access necessary to carry out the assigned responsibilities. By doing this, the possible harm can that may result from an unauthorized attack is reduced. Coming to the frameworks, using the pre-existing frameworks offers a methodological approach to cybersecurity. So there are various frameworks which are designed by the NST. NST is a National Institute of Security standard technology, developed the cybersecurity frameworks, a modular framework that provides a guidance for identifying, aborting, and recovering from cyber attacks. It adjusts to various cloud circumstances, and we do have the best practices. A thorough and a proactive strategy is ensured to adhering to industry's best practices for securities. So the best practices can include like identifying data protections and creating a backups, cloud architectures with the firewalls, and regulating the security assessments. And the next slides are continued by Sai Pavani. Thank you.
Coming to the frameworks in cybersecurity, there are main three topics that involve identify assets, risk assessment, and continuous monitoring. Coming to identifying assets, one needs to use strong encryption methods to safeguard or protect the personal information from the unauthorized users. Here we need to follow the term assets in cybersecurity involve to safeguard the valuable resources from an organization from unauthorized access that needs to be secured. And risk assessment. Risk assessment mainly involves identifying, analyzing, and evaluating potential risks and vulnerabilities that could impact the organization's information and resources. Risk assessment involves the flowchart of identifying assets and threats and vulnerabilities, assessing the risk impact, and calculating the risk level and prioritizing the risks accordingly and managing them. And coming to the continuous monitoring, it involves the ongoing observation, analysis, and assessment of organizations information. Here, it needs to detect and respond to the security threats and incidents in real time. In continuous monitoring, it mainly depends on the multi-factor authentication, which involves multiple authentications from the user from the unauthorized access, so that the data is secured from the unauthorized access. Here, by using multi-factor authentication, the data is secured more other than the like two-factor authentication like that. In the increase, it increases authentication security and it acts as a wall against a credential theft from the unauthorized users and mitigates the unauthorized access and also complements the requirements here. And the next slide. The reputable sources for the research mainly involve three. Those are academic institutions, industrial reports, and government publications. Academic institutions involve publications or the research papers that are published by the universities or the research centers. And industrial reports are the new updates that are from the cybersecurity firms that give the new updates or changes accordingly in the real time. And government publications mostly involve public accessible resources so that the public can access them and use them in the publications. And then next slide.
Academic journals for in-depth analysis. There are many publications that provide in-depth analysis of cybersecurity, and I'm going to tell you about one. IEEE transactions on cloud computing. It is a peer-reviewed academic journal focusing on research related to cloud computing. It covers a wide range of topics within cloud computing, including architecture, security, networking, and applications. The journal publishes high-quality articles presenting original research, theoretical insights, practical implementations, and case studies. It serves as a valuable resource for researchers, practitioners, and industry professionals industry interested in advancing the understanding and development of cloud computing technology and solutions. And the next, there are many real world examples, but I want to tell you about Capital One data breach. In July 29, Capital One experienced a data breach where a hacker gained unauthorized access to sensitive customer data stored in the cloud. The breach affected over 100 million customers in the United States and Canada. This case highlights the importance of robust access control mechanisms and encryption and continuous monitoring to protect sensitive data in the cloud. It also underscores the need for organizations to implement a multi-layered structure for security to defend against the threats. And this organization made some changes to strengthen the cloud security. Those are multi-factor authentication, role-based access control, and least privilege policies, and also increased the monitoring and detection for identifying the threats. Next will be continued by Umesh.
Yeah. Coming to the key principles of cloud security. The first is data encryption. It is a basic building block of a data security, and is the process of conversion of data from a readable format into a encoded format. This data can only be read or processed after it has been decrypted. Using this data security encryption, uh, any individual users or any large corporations, they can protect their user information sent between the server as well as the browser. The next one is access control. It is a data security process that enables organizations to manage who is authorized to access corporate data and resources. This methodology helps organizations to avoid data breaches and phishing attacks. Now coming to the multi-factor authentication. It is an electronic authentication method where using this multi-step account login process, one can users to enter more information than just a password. For example, along with the password, users might be asked to enter a code which is sent to their email address and which asks to answer a secret question, or also it asks to scan a fingerprint, which mainly helps to protect lost devices. Now coming to the cloud architecture, it is a design pattern for building cloud-based applications and services. Mainly, it offers three services. They are IaaS, Information as a Service, Software as a Service, and Platform as a Service. Now coming to the data protection. uh, which is not data protection. It is a process of protecting sensitive information from damage or loss or any corruption. It is used to protect data security, privacy, and availability. Now coming to the compliance, which is nothing but it guidelines the data and systems which were referred in order to compliance. Now coming to the threat detection, it is for continuously monitoring, analyzing, and responding to potential cyber threats in order to for organization systems as well as the networks. Now coming to the security automation, it is a process of automatically preventing, detecting, and identifying and eliminating the cyber threats. And also the modern cybersecurity automation solutions, they use AI, machine learning algorithms in order to protect networks and applications. In the incident response, mainly it avoids cyber attacks uh, uh, in order to minimize the data breach. Now coming to the conclusion, uh, thus cybersecurity and cloud security principles are nowadays used in the large corporations in order to protect their data from the cyber threats and from cyber criminals, because nowadays the data is very crucial. For example, let's take an example. Some organizations, they may sell their data to other vendors. So this all attacks will be avoided using this advanced cloud security principles. Yeah, thank you everyone. Now stop recording.